kids came to visit me one time while I was locked up, and they were denied the visitation. My name's Marci Marie. I spent about 10 years in a Texas prison. When I got locked up, I had 5 children, 2 in diapers and 3 in middle school. It was a traumatic for everyone. My kids felt all those emotions: anger, hurt, confusion, all of the things that children of incarcerated parents feel. One of my sons, his hurt came out in a more angry way, and we weren't communicating. He wasn't communicating with me for about a year and a half. Now I was doing my part, contacting him, sending him letters, letting him know he was loved and that his feelings were valid. He just wasn't in a place for a little while to hear that from me. So that was around his 18th birthday. He turns 18, and my daughter, who's 1 year younger than him, convinces him, hey, now we can go see mom without having someone bring us, right? Nobody, grandmother or Grammy or pop or nobody else has to bring us. You're old enough, we can go. So literally the weekend after he turned 18, they get in the car and drive 4 hours to visit me, to visit mom, right? So they get there. Y'all, when your child turns 18, when youth turn 18, they now have to be placed on the incarcerated person's visitation list. That's a process. It's not something that just happens in one day. It's not something that automatically happens. Now, they know who my kids are. The prison knows their birthdays, everything, because they get all that information when you get to prison. So they show up for visit that week on his birthday. Because you can't submit it early, I submitted the paperwork, an I-60. Hey, I need to add my son to my visitation list. It's his birthday. Here's his information. That was the beginning of the week. By the weekend, it wasn't in the computer yet. They come to visit and they are denied because he's not on my visitation list. So what they're told is, you're not on her visitation list. So my son, who I had not been able to hear from for over a year, comes to see me, and they're told, hey, you're not even on her visitation list. And I can only imagine how those words felt hearing from the prison staff. I can only imagine. My daughter was in tears. They tried to talk to the officers into letting them, and the officers, it was policy, whatever, they couldn't do it, right? So I'm in cell block housing at that time. I was in a general population dorm, but in a 2-man cell, and one of the officers that day comes in to my cell door, and she's talking to me through this little window in my cell door and says, hey, why isn't your kid on your visitation list? And I said, oh, he had a birthday. Yeah, what are you talking about? And then it occurred to me, it's visitation time. And she's asking me about my kid. I said, my kids are here? Like, they're here? She said, yeah, no, we couldn't let them come in, And I just remember being so heartbroken that I knew the pain my kids were feeling, that they had this all planned out. It was a really tough time. He didn't end up coming again for, I don't know, maybe a whole nother year. And several years after that, I came home. We have a good relationship now. We're still healing and growing in that relationship, but it was tough.